Hello my friends, it is July the 9th of 2023. In this video I'm going to be showing you my vinyl collection. Okay, so this will be part one of a part two series where I will be showing you my vinyl collection. Okay, so I've been collecting vinyl for several years now. I don't have a big collection by any means, but I do have a number of LPs as well as some 45s. I'm mostly a CD collector, of course, but I do enjoy purchasing some vinyl from time to time. Okay, so I will be showing you part of my collection. I won't be showing you all of it, but I will be showing you the quality stuff. There's some stuff I'm not going to bother showing you. It's not so good, but the stuff that's of good quality I will show you. Okay, all right, so let's get into this. Okay, so up first is Led Zeppelin with number 4. Okay, so I've had this album for a number of years. I do recall purchasing a bunch of used vinyl from somebody that I knew many years ago, somebody that I work with, and so they had a box of vinyl they just wanted to get rid of, so I purchased that from them, and this was one of the albums that was in there. So yeah, very good condition still, so yeah, obviously very legendary album. Alright, I have another Led Zeppelin album here. This is Physical Graffiti. Don't recall where I got this one from. I think that may have been in the same box that that particular individual had sold me. But yeah, this one is in good condition as well. So yeah, happy to have that one in my collection also. Black Sabbath with Heaven and Hell. Love this album. I have this album on CD as well. I've listened to this album quite a lot throughout the years. Excellent album. And yeah, it's in pretty good condition, this one. I also have Mob Rules by Black Sabbath as well. Great album also. I'm definitely more of a fan of Heaven and Hell though, but this is a pretty good album, I would say as well. And yeah, excellent condition, this one. Alright. Iron Butterfly with Inagata de Vida. Yeah, I do enjoy this album a lot. I just love this album so much. I do have this album on CD and I've listened to it quite a lot. Excellent psychedelic rock album from the late 1960s. This particular vinyl right here isn't in the greatest condition maybe, but yeah, still happy to have it in my collection. I love this album so much. Such a legendary album. Judas Priest with the Defenders of the Faith. Such a legendary British heavy metal album. Judas Priest, great band. I just enjoy their music so much, and this album, especially Defenders of the Faith, definitely one of my more favorite albums from them. I think I got this from a place here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, a place called Into the Music. They specialize in vinyl. They do sell CDs as well and other merchandise, but yeah, I would have purchased this from them many years ago, probably upwards of 19, maybe 20 years ago. So I've had this album in my collection for a long time. Great album. Armored Saint with March of the Saint. Yeah, great album as well. I have this one on CD as well. I would have purchased this album as well from Into the Music around that same time as well. So yeah, I do enjoy this album quite a bit. Yeah, excellent stuff. Another album I would have purchased from Into the Music. This is Venom with Cast in Stone. This actually would have been one of the first vinyl that I ever purchased. I think I was like 17 at the time, so this is going back about 20 years now. I do enjoy this album quite a bit. I think this is one of Venom's better albums. I actually do enjoy it quite a bit, and I have listened to this album a lot. I really like to get this album on CD as well. But yeah, some excellent songs on here like The Evil One, Raised in Hell, All Devil's Eve. Really enjoy that song so much, and yeah, great album. Alright, Tool with Opiate. So this is their first album. This is an EP. Great album. I remember listening to this one quite a lot when I was like 16. I had the CD version. And so yeah, I think I bought this one Into the Music as well. I can't recall exactly, but I think I had purchased this one there. Yeah, really enjoy this album. I really enjoy early Tool, like their first 3 albums especially. I don't really pay any attention to what they're doing these days, but those earlier albums, those earlier Tool albums are really good. Opeth with Watershed. I think I bought this album at HMV. HMV is no longer around, but when this album had come out, I noticed that they had a vinyl version there, so I decided to purchase it. Of course, I purchased the album on CD as well, but decided to purchase it on vinyl. To me, this is sort of like the beginning of the end for Opeth, in my opinion. I honestly don't even like this album that much. There's a couple of songs on here that I can appreciate, but to me, this is, like I said, the beginning of the end for Opeth. I just don't care for this album or anything that came afterwards. But yeah, to me, they definitely disappointed me with this album. I mean, like I said, I can appreciate a few songs, but yeah, to me, it's a bit of a letdown. But anyhow, it's kind of nice to have it in my collection. I would like to have some of their earlier albums in my collection, though. I do love early to mid-era Opeth. Anything before Watershed, basically. Yeah. Alright, so I have this album here. This is Municipal Waste with Hazardous Mutation. Yeah, I don't know why I even purchased this album. I can't recall even where I bought it. I think I bought it at a place called Music Trader. It was like a CD music store. They sold vinyl as well. It's no longer around, a place in Winnipeg, Manitoba here, but I used to go there quite a bit. I think this is where I purchased this album from. Unfortunately, that store is no longer around. I used to go there quite a bit. I really enjoyed that store. But I decided to purchase this album. I'm not even a fan of Municipal Waste. Not even much of a thrash metal fan, to be honest, but I've listened to this album a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of nice to have in my collection, though. Zaster with their self-titled album. This is an EP. I know that I bought this at a particular store in Winnipeg. I can't even remember the name of the store, but they're no longer around. It was another music store. I think it was called The War on Music. I don't think that store is even around anymore, but I do recall buying this album from that store. And yeah, it's pretty good. I've listened to this album before, and I haven't listened to it in a long time, though, but certainly very dark and depressive sounding, and yeah, I can certainly appreciate some Zaster. Ghost with their first album, Opus Eponymous. Yeah, I really like those earlier Ghost albums. Their first three albums especially, I really enjoyed. This is their, in my opinion, their best album. Really like this album. And then when this album came out, I just became a big fan of it. So I wasn't a fan of their music earlier on. Of course, they've become a bit of a pop band since, but I mean, their newer music it's still good, but I definitely appreciate or enjoy their earlier stuff more so. And this album is just fantastic. I really enjoyed this album. I've talked about this album quite a bit before, but yeah, excellent stuff, Ghost. All right, Merciful Fate with Melissa. Love this album so much. I've had this album on CD as well for many years, and I had seen the vinyl version of it at Into the Music some years ago. I can't recall. I think I may have purchased this album, I don't know, I want to say 7-8 years ago, maybe approximately. But yeah, I just love Melissa and Merciful Fate's earlier music especially. Excellent stuff, and this album to me is just phenomenal. Melissa by Merciful Fate, excellent stuff. At the Gates with Slaughter of the Soul, phenomenal album. I mean, this is just such a legendary death metal album, melodic death metal, Swedish death metal, excellent stuff. I mean, I've listened to this album so much, and of course I've had the CD version for many years, and then I found this vinyl copy at Into the Music several years ago, so I decided to purchase it. It's one of my favorite albums, so had to have it in my collection. Morbid Angel with Gateways to Annihilation. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Morbid Angel. Love them so much, and just decided to purchase this copy on vinyl as well. Obviously, I've had the CD for many years. I think I ordered this album online, I think from Amazon probably. I think that's where I got it from. Morbid Angel with Heretic. This is my favorite album by Morbid Angel. I've talked about this album quite a bit in the past. It's still sealed. I never bothered to open it. At some point I may open it, but for now I'm just leaving it sealed. But yeah, just love this album so much. Had to have it in my collection. I think I purchased this album. Yeah, I would have purchased it on Amazon, I believe. But yeah, Definitely had to have it in my collection. The Sex Pistols with the Nevermind the Bollocks. Not a punk fan really at all, but for whatever reason I purchased this album many years ago, probably like 19, maybe 20 years ago. Saw it into the music, decent price, and I mean it's a very legendary punk album. So, and I do enjoy it. I actually do enjoy this album. Would like to get a copy of it on CD as well, but yeah, happy to have it in my collection. Like I said, not really much of a punk fan at all, but it's nice to have it in my collection. I have some Doors albums here. The Doors with their self-titled album. I think somebody had given this album to me. I think they were just getting rid of some of their albums, and yeah, still in fairly good condition. Yeah, so the Doors, obviously very legendary rock band. Another Doors album here. This is the Saw Parade. Yeah, same lady would have given this to me. Yeah, she was just getting rid of a bunch of her stuff and she didn't want it. Still in good condition. This was another album of hers that she gave to me. LA Woman by the Doors. Yeah. And then I have another Doors album here. This is 13. This is like a compilation album. I think I had purchased this album, or I think I got this from the same guy I had mentioned earlier, the guy that I had bought a bunch of albums from that he wanted to get rid of. And I think this was part of that collection, so yeah. It was just a box that he sold to me of just a bunch of random vinyl. I can't remember how much he wanted. I think I maybe paid him 20 or 30 bucks or something. So that was part of that collection that he sold me. Alright, and then I have a bunch of Beatles albums here. Sgt. Pepper's and the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, I bought this at a place called Red River Books. They're still around. They're in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They sell books, obviously, lots and lots of books, video games, comics, CDs, vinyl. It's just a big store that they sell all kinds of different stuff, and I found this there for $5, and I was like, yeah, gotta get it. It's still in very good condition. $5. I mean, I was just almost shocked when I had seen it there for such a cheap price, and the condition is so good. This was another album that I bought from Red River Books as well. Abbey Road, $5 as well. I bought that at the same time as Sgt. Pepper's and the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, and so of course I had to buy it. I mean, $5, excellent condition too. And then the Beatles with Let It Be. This was, I believe this is their last album that they ever released. This was another album that I bought from Red River Books at the same time as the other Beatles albums. This one was $5 as well, so yeah. I was just surprised when I'd seen them there for $5. I mean, it was just so cheap. Alright, so that will be the conclusion of part one of this vinyl collection. Alright. Okay, so that's part of my vinyl collection right there. I will be making part two of my vinyl collection sometime within the next few weeks, so look out for that. So yeah, like I said, I'm not a big vinyl collector, but I do enjoy purchasing it from time to time. So yeah, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'm always curious to know what you guys think, or if there are some band recommendations or album recommendations that you have, some stuff that you think I may be interested in. Please let me know. I'm always open to checking out some new stuff. And so yeah, please leave some comments, and if you can leave a like, I'd most certainly appreciate that. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, so I want to say thanks for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really truly appreciate it. Take care, my friends. Cheers.